to bring you my pick of the show right now. Michelle Lau is the expert, certainly, of the two of us sitting here. I just get really excited about color, and I love bold looks, but she really brings us the context, in this case, about what's so rare, that it's fluorite, but that it changes color, Michelle?
Color change fluorite, and thank you for having me too. What
thrilled.
An incredible show. I mean, if you're gonna have one gemstone piece, make it a doozy, and this really is. I mean, whether you're a collector or just love color or want something really different, this really has everything.
Look at this gemstone. This is at a sale price of $69.96. Unbelievable.
Isn't that
and then on Easy Pay for $13.99. This is customer top rated. So we are excited that more of these just arrived. That now, if you've wanted to be able to get it, but maybe we didn't have your size, now we do, sizes 5 through 11. So before we go too far, Michelle, I want to focus on two words here: color change. And we have some video that helps support, because the color that you see here isn't necessarily what you'll always experience.
No,
explain this phenomenon.
Well, here's an example with another style, but the same gemstone. So see how it looks kind of blue? That's simulating daylight, right? Or how it would be if you were out and about during the day. Then under fluorescent lighting or sunlight, look at the beautiful purple that it becomes. And notice that it's all evenly colored all the way through that gemstone. Guys, this is a 100% natural gem. Mother Nature really made something special here.
Look, so this is the color as you see it here, but what Michelle was just saying, it could look like the most beautiful purple, like the color of my top.
Yeah, not only could
on the
it, but it will. I mean, it's going to go from purple to this beautiful, almost Ceylon blue that you see in your hand here. It is one of the most fascinating gemstones on the planet.
And how exciting that we're not talking about an accent stone here. This is 8 carats and 85 points.
No, she's a chubby hubby right there. That's a big stone. I mean, giant.
Yeah.
The polish on this, fluorite is a softer gem. It's about a 4 on the Mohs rating scale. But when you look at the beautiful polish on the table of that gem, like when you turn it to the camera like you were doing, you can really see it's like an ice skating rink, right? I mean, it's just so nice and smooth. There's nothing sleepy about this gem. You know, fluorite has a tendency to be hazy or kind of sleepy unless it's really top there.
I was trying to get the table.
Look at how beautiful that is. The cutting is perfect. One of the big challenges, aside from finding rough this size at 8.85 carats, one of the bigger challenges even is cutting it. It's one of the very few gemstones in the world that has 4 cleavage planes. Without getting too technical, what that means is if you strike it one way, it can split into 2 gems. Well, there are 4 directions of that here, so you have to know what you're doing. You have to hire a master cutter to cut this gem.
Oh my gosh, look at this on the hand.
Such a steal. I think if you were to commission somebody to cut it for you, I don't think that you could do it for this price.
Well, I don't know where I would even find it to get it cut, Michelle. I mean, candidly, or that, and I wouldn't know that I would even want it until I see it on and I fall in love with the color as it is here. But then to think about what it's going to do for you based on the day, based on the light source, how much fun is that to think that you could look at your hand and it could be a completely different color.
Isn't that neat?
So here, I'll show you, I'll just give you a tour of this piece. So again, your carat weight here is impressive, no doubt about it. If you don't want a piece that people comment on, then maybe this isn't the one for you.
Yeah, right. If you don't want to make a splash, then you know, don't wear it, honestly.
Wow, 8 carats, 85 points. But then look at all of this beautiful sterling silver creating that graceful basket. The shoulders open up. And then it's nice and tapered in the back so that even though it's a good size, it's still very comfortable to wear. An update for you here. Over 200 of this ring ordered, now limited in sizes 8, 9, 10, and 11. Remember what I said, more of this ring just arrived. It's been popular, no question about it. And not just popular on television, but once it gets home, to get these customer top rating, that means that it has to meet a threshold of people, your expectations. You've got to be impressed with it, and in fact you have been. And maybe we could pop up a few of those reviews on the screen. Michelle, why do you think women have been so enamored with this ring specifically?
Well, I took a look at the reviews too, and you're right. I mean, not only is it customer top rated, but it's the first ring that I can remember that I've seen that has perfect score.
Really?
Like it was all, every score was perfect. And I think one of the things people love is, again, of course, the phenomenal change. I think that's probably #1 is the color change, right? Now, it's called a phenomenal change, not because it's a phenomenal ring, which it is, but the GIA actually uses that as a term to describe a gemstone. So I think that is probably the #1 reason to answer your question.
Look at this on Khadijah's hand. I'm struck by the color, at least at this moment. Let's revisit here in just a second, Michelle, this concept of color change and what really is possible, because only a handful of gemstones do change color.
Yeah, I mean, there's so few. Let's talk about some of them.
And not all fluorite does, right?
Oh, no,
Not all
absolutely
fluorite does what
not.
we see here.
Very small percentage of fluorite changes color like this. Again, you're seeing that beautiful blue color. This is blue in daylight and fluorescent lighting. But under incandescent lighting or sunlight, look at the beautiful purple color, which, by the way, this vivid purple, this is the color of the year, the Pantone color of the year. So it's really like getting 2 rings in one. It's a conversation piece. It's a collector's item. But getting back to the GIA for just a second, they determine the value of a stone like that by how much color there is in it. This is, I would classify as a vivid color change. You know, I mean, this is a really strong, really, I think, aspirational ring for you to own. I think a lot of collectors are just going to be, you know, skipping down the street that they got this.
It doesn't feel like a $70 ring. That's what I'm so
not in the
caught off guard by.
Little bit.
But yet today, that's what's happening with this sale price. And then on Easy Pay for $13.99. Just let us know which size you need. But remember, we were getting limited in 8, 9, 10, and 11 just a second ago.
It's exciting.
Especially in 10 and 11. Only 6 left in size 11. So please, if that's the size you need, don't wait. The item number is J349416. A beautiful piece. It's well made. It's smooth against those neighboring fingers, which I always appreciate. But then to look down and see that splash of blue or purple on the hand, just depending, it looks like a very expensive piece of jewelry.
Yes. They don't grow like this very often either. You know what I mean? You and I were talking about this before we came out on the air, right? About the fact that fluorite grows in little bands, little skinny bands naturally. So to find a pocket where you could cut a stone this size, this immense, it's really something to get excited about. I mean, to own this really piece of history.
And that not all fluorite changes color. If you're new to gemstones and you're, you know, like so many people would you just look at this and think, wow, that's beautiful. What is it? What should I know about that stone? Help us appreciate, not just in the color change world, but digging down even to another layer within fluorite.
Sure. I mean, you could decide to start a collection in fluorite. You're right. And you'd be starting at the top of the line here, because fluorite comes in all kinds of colors, every color that you can imagine. There's over 100 different hues. In fact, they call it the most colorful mineral in the world. So you could start a neat collection. You could, you know, get some yellow and get some green and do some other things. But this is the color change variety in a big hunk of love here and a fancy cut, which is a wasteful cut for this gem. This is a hybrid between an oval and a marquise. So it's so elegant and graceful.
And one of the things, not just in color change stones, Michelle, but that I've noticed is that to have the consistency of color throughout this stone, that it doesn't fade down near the point. That sometimes you'll see gemstones that do that. The color is not consistent from top to bottom, left to right. But look at this. And so the color change aspect only makes that more interesting to me.
You're right. You're right. And it makes it so valuable because there's no banding. You know, usually with fluorite in particular, you see banding. Or you're talking about fade spots. And you're right. When you cut into a point, that's one of the places along the wings that you would see a fade. So you nailed it. You're absolutely right. So to get a color change fluorite in a significant size with beautiful silver work, the silver work is nice and chunky as well. And you touched on that just a moment ago. I think it's a privilege to own it. It's a perfect superstar for an event. They're always some of our most popular pieces on the day whenever we have an event.
Over 400 now gone, sizes 10 and 11, both sold out. Yikes. So we do have 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 for you in this piece. Looking at it there on Khadijah's hand, so that center stone, well, it's the only stone, but gosh, you're getting a lot of it. 8 carats, 85 points. To measure that, it's 5/8 of an inch from top to bottom. A nice presence on the hand. In size, yes, but in color, the saturation to see that kind of punch. And not just what you're looking at on your screen right now, but since this is a true color change gemstone, that it can flex from blue to purple.
I mean, a beautiful violet purple color. You're just going to love it.
And it all depends on the light. How cool is that, right? That's Mother Nature for you.
Looks great on your hand.
Yes, it does. Michelle, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Great to see you.
It's great to see you as well.
Happy Silver Day.
Yes, and to you as well. And in fact, Big Bonanza silver sale, it continues because, hi Pat, she looks so pretty in green. Pat is standing by to take you shopping, and I'll be back with you on Saturday morning. Thank you so much for watching QVC. I'm Mary Nelson, wishing you